Hi all, so I purchased this MZK Dethatcher and Scarifier on Amazon, and I just wanted to do a quick review of it for you. So essentially I'll just go over the specifications of it, tell you exactly what you get with this tool, and then I'll test it out on my lawn here and see how well it performs. So this is the MZK, it's the 13-inch working width. But there is a 15-inch. The reason I've gone for the smaller one is because of my storage space. I only have quite a small shed that I need to put this in. It's great that the handles fold down flat. You have this central carry handle here. So that's why I've gone for the 13-inch, but there is a 15-inch one if you have more storage and you have a larger yard and you want a wider working width, then go for the 15-inch. It's pretty much identical to this model. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a dethatcher and a scarifier. So there's the blades are on here, but you also get the drum here, the tines as well. So you can use this. This is your dethatcher. And then the blades that are on the machine, if I just turn that up and show you. You can see there that there's a drum there with blades on. That's your scarifier. So this is going to remove a lot of the surface material, the moss and the thatch off of the lawn. Where that is, the blades are going to give you a much deeper cut into the lawn, and that's going to remove more of the material that's deeper down into the turf of the lawn. So it's great that you have two here. October at the moment, so I'm going to be using this twice a year, once in October in the autumn or the fall, and then I'm going to be using it in March next year in the spring as well. So I'll give my lawn two goes, and to be honest with you, the quality of this is really good. For that type of use, that domestic use, there's nothing wrong with the quality of this machine. You get the catcher on the back here, which I know is going to fill up quite quickly because it is quite a small catcher, so you may want to just use it without the catcher and then just rake up the cuttings or the moss and the thatch and everything that's been pulled out of the lawn after. But we'll try that, we'll give it a go, we'll see how quick that fills up. Okay, so in terms of the power, it's a 12 amp machine, so it's really quite powerful for this size machine, and I'm hoping that is going to do a really good job. To change the blades over is super simple. You're even provided with the hex key here, so you can see you have the hex key, and you use that just to take two screws off underneath the deck and swap them over. So I'm going to start with the blades and then I'll switch it over to the tines and I'll show you both of them working. So in terms of the height, so the height this goes down to is 0.47 of an inch. So there's 4 positions, and then the highest position is 0.1 or plus 0.16 of an inch. So that's pretty much it in terms of the specifications. So what I'll do now is I'll get it powered up and I'll show you it actually working, and then we'll have a final summary of how good this machine actually is. Okay, so let's give this MZK a test now. So as I mentioned earlier, I've got the blades on here. So this is the scarifying blades that are on at the moment. I'm then going to switch it out to the tines and show you the scarifier working as well. And it's really easy to change this. You just undo 2 screws with a hex key provided, and then this one just slots in and you tighten it up and that's it, you're good to go. So that's really good. In terms of the height adjustment, it does take a bit of getting used to. You can't just simply move the handle, you have to lift the lever up and then adjust the handle and push down. So if I lift, come up to position 3, then push down and lock it into place, and it's as simple as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down to the second lowest setting, and I'm going to give that a try first, and then I'll see whether I need to take it down even more, but we'll see how much of the thatch and the dead grass comes up on that setting first. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's give it a go. Okay, so I hope you can see there just how much I've just done one pass on the lawn and how much of the thatch it's taken out of the lawn, and that's really going to help to aerate the lawn in a way to encourage new growth and just to make the lawn look so much better. The grass is exceptionally wet. We are in October, and you can see there it didn't pick much up before it kind of got blocked, and I think that is to do with the grass being super wet. And to be honest with you, whenever I'm scarifying my lawn or dethatching my lawn, I don't use the catcher. I take it off and then I just rake the debris up after, because you can see there that that's just one pass and that grass catcher is going to be pretty much full. So you'll be doing one pass and emptying the catcher every time. And that is common with all scarifiers, but I hope you can see there just how well this is done. That wasn't even on the lowest setting, and how much rubbish it's taken out of my lawn and how desperate it was needed for this to be done. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take that one off now and I'll put the tines on, and we'll see how well that does as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this test then is I'm going to leave the catcher off because, as I mentioned earlier, they just fill up so quickly. I just find it more efficient to be doing it without the catcher on. And what you should see is all of the thatch and the grass on that needs to come out, the dead grass, moss, all just on in clumps along as I'm going through with this device. Okay, so let's get it going, let's get it on. I'm going to leave it on the same setting, that's setting 2, so that's the second lowest setting. So I hope that came across on the camera just how well this MZK Dethatcher and Scarifier works. It's done an absolute fantastic job. That 12 amp motor never struggled, and my lawn here is exceptionally long and very, very wet as well. And you can see there, that's just from one small pass, and you can see just how much moss, you can see moss in there, dead grass, thatch, lots. It's even picked up the leaves there as well, and it's just done an absolutely fantastic job. You're not going to be disappointed with this tool. The build quality is fantastic for domestic use. I'm only going to be using this twice a year, once in October and then probably again in the spring in March, and for that the quality is fantastic because it folds down nice and small, nice and compact. As I mentioned, there is a bigger one. There's the 15-inch one, the MZK Dethatcher and Scarifier, 15 inches. I did mention the grass catcher. As with all of these dethatchers and scarifiers, they're too small. It's just better to do it and rake it up after, or use a gun to blow it into piles. One of these blowers, blow it into piles and then pick it up after. That's the way I do it. You get the blade with it as well, so you get the scarifier here as well, which is fantastic, and it's just great value for money. So this is the MZK Dethatcher and Scarifier. It's available on Amazon and it comes highly recommended.